Hey, hi guys. I came back here. There is another question. I we will solve that questions. Okay. So for now, let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the way we can share the screen. Yeah. Now screen is visible to all. I hope. Now we will go to the one compiler here. You guys can use this one compiler for JavaScript. I usually use it whenever I enter your say open any javascript id, then I open this id one compiler. This is good. So let me tell you about the questions. So question is flatten an object. Flatten an object. Object. Okay. So interviewer will give you an object structure, and what you have to do, you have to flatten that object like this. So let me first create question for you. Let this is an object obj. We can give the username it. Okay. Now inside user there is a id. There will be id like one, and user has address. Inside address, like we can use any name like city. So city will be Bhilai, and state would be Chhattisgarh, and suppose there is another key position that will define your latitude. I will add like 2050, and longitude. So 2059, whatever you want, you can keep. This is the address, and let me add one more key here so that I can show you this will work with array as well. So what we can friends, let's add friends list. Who is whoever the user's friend, we can add the user's friend here like Shikhar, and Mantora, and uh, whatever you can give name here like uh, Golu. This is my favorite name, Golu. So, and we can add one more key is active. That will be true. Yeah, I think this user has almost all the fields what required. So now the the output should look like this. Out cons output should look like this. So see, user is there. So we have to bind the user as a parent. Okay, then inside user there is a another key that is id. So id like one. So this would be like this in JSON. Now user has address, user dot address. Okay, and inside address we have city. Now city, what is the city? City is Bhilai here. City is Bhilai here. Now another object is that same address city, and we can copy that thing to reduce the time. And here we can write the state would be Chhattisgarh. I'm just copying the things, like I don't need to write again and again, that's why I'm copying this. And there is a position as well. So inside user's address there is a position. So here we came here, then instead of state we can write position. Then inside position there is another key, that is latitude. Latitude is 2050. And another user dot address dot position dot longitude lng. Longitude would be 50 or 2059. So in this way we have to flat the object, and we have to show the output like in this way. Let me remove this double quote. Yeah, in this way. So how we will achieve this? Think, yeah, we can achieve this while using the parent key. Let me write down things step by step. In first step, what we will do? We will iterate. We have to iterate over the object, right, to get the all keys. So first thing is that first iterate over the user, and second thing is, after iterating, what we have to do? We have to keep remember the parent key. So for that we have to make the variable parent key. Okay, then we will appending child key with that parent key as nested way. And third would be add value using parent key for output. So, yeah, this is the way we can achieve this solution using these three steps. So let me write down the code here. First step. So for traversing in object, how we can traverse in object? So for now, I will use const object array. I will give to name here, and that ob there is a method object dot entries of user. What does this uh, entry function? Okay, so it will print like this. Key would be like user, and key would be like id, and its value, it would be in array. So here it's value. So this all things should come inside array like this. And similarly inside array, yeah, similarly, like it will be print like this id and 1. And similarly for other keys, it will be like address and that would be the object or object whatever the key is present inside the object. In this pattern it will show the uh, it will give that arrays entries of object with the arrays. Okay. uh, if you want I can run this code for you to check that what does the entries. Console.log console.log here obj array I have to print, and this would be, let me, yeah, let me combine this, and I think this is good and this is also good. Let me run this. So what I was saying, it will print like this. Why I use entries here? I want to traverse throughout this object, so I need iteration. So now I can use the for loop and I can iterate through the user object. Okay, now I will use for loop. So for let key is equal to, not key, of, here key would be there and its value would be there, right? Key of obj array. Now we have iterated here, and the second is, what we have to do second is we have to use the parent key, and there is a, we have to use the parent key, right? Now suppose our parent key is, let parent key is now empty. Okay, and there would be output object to show the output like this. For that we can also use the let output object, output obj, that would be empty obj. Initially there is no output. Now what we can do, we will check if this key is present inside that output object, right? We will check if this key is present inside that output object. So if first what we can do, we have to make sure that uh, if this value is, if this value is object or well object or any other primitive data types. Okay, so we have to check the of type of value is equal to object, and the, and we can also make sure that it is not an array, and then type of value not equal to, what we can do for checking the array, we have another button, arrays dot is array, and we'll check value. If this value is not an array, and make sure that object should be there, and obj value, what we can do, value we can keep in front, then only we can check if value is there, value is there. Okay, if value is there, and we'll check if this if this object and it is not array, then what we can do, we can call a recursion method here. For that we have to write a function flat obj, flat obj. Here what will accept, it will accept user object here and parent key and output obj, it will accept this. Now we have to write those codes inside function. So let me make it readable for you and me as well. Yeah, we'll check const new key is equal to, if parent key is there, then what we have to do, we have to append the child key as well here. For that we can use the string literal here and we'll write parent key and dot and that current key, okay, because we are appending the child key with the parent key and there is a key. Okay, we did this and we check that value is there. Yeah, and we'll check the type of the value is object, yes, and it's not arrays. Then what we can do, we can again call for the next structure, that the similar task, to handle the similar kind of task we can use the recursion here. So for now we can use flat object here, and what we can do, we can pass the current value and our new key and our output object. Okay, and what if this is not an object, then we can simply add those keys inside output object, and that new key would be there and equal to value, right? And after that output object there, and now let me go down. Okay, now I can run the function. That function name is flat obj, and I'll pass the user and parent key as well and output object. Okay, yes, I run that. Now we will check console.log output obj. Now let me check if there syntax error or not. Let me compile it. Function flatten object is there. Okay, it expecting users, parent key and output object, and we are traversing through object array because this is the object array. For that we have to make object array. Now we can use this line inside control X. Here we can use this line entries. Okay, then again we can go inside that object. Okay, again doing, and there is a parent key, then we have to append that child key with the parent key. If not is there, then we can directly assign the original key here, and we will check if the value is there. Yes, value is there. We will check if it is object type, like this is object type. Address is object type, yeah, it come inside. And address is object type, not an array type, then it will come inside here. And it will call again itself. Okay, because task is same, so we are using recursion here. And this is completing, then again it will come and it will check any other object is there. Mm, if any other object is not there, then it will come in else case, and it will directly assign that a new key with the current value. Okay, can we write? Yes, it seems to be fine. Let me run it. For now, let me comment it. Output. So expected output should be like this, right? But I didn't added this active key here. We will add it later. So array is not defined. Arrays is not defined. So I think it is syntax error. Yes. Let me run it. Yeah. See, this is coming like this. But one thing we have noticed here, we are not appending user here, right? Our first value here. So we are not appending user here. So what we can do, we have to append the user. For that, user is there and parent is there. Then user is there. Okay, this is the expected output. We just need to append the child user parent here. Then how we can achieve like this? So for that, we have to, we will iterate through the user. Okay, and we can pass actually user inside parent, because because the parent key is user here. So parent key we can pass currently. Yeah, we can write the user here. User. Okay, user. Now the parent key is user here, and object array will, it will give the object array, and it will iterate through this. Key will be there, and yes, parent key is there. Yes, parent key is there. Then we can append the key. The key would be id, and that will appended here. Yes, it should work for me. Let me run it again. Yeah, this is working fine, right? So this kind of question many interviewer can ask this. um, I was asked in one of the company. I could not say the company name here, but this kind of question they have asked. You guys can check out. This is the solution. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for watching my videos. Bye. Till then, we will come back again. Till then, keep learning. In what case to use flattening? So you can use flattening when you required keys values for nested objects, and that will be difficult to find the values for the nested objects and keys, values of that nested object. So you can use the flattening so that you can directly get the all the values in single object, and you can access those required values using that output object, and you can show it into the UI. So that is the use case of that. I'm ending that stream.